December 14th, which is Kislev 11 or 9/11 on the biblical calendar coming up. And it's Kislev 11 because you start from the full moon, which is the true new moon on December 4th, and count 11 days forward. So that is the 9th month, Kislev, and the 11th day, you come to December 14th. Now, you guys have been hearing me talk about this day, okay? When I believe the rapture is. I found something, I cannot believe it. I can't believe it, because this story that I knew about came to me again tonight. And the thought came to me, go back and read it, because I know there was something there that about the harpazo, the rapture, and it's kind of symbolic of Noah's Ark. But I decided to read the whole chapter, and I cannot believe. I can't believe it. I just have to show you guys. And it's about this day right here, December 14th, which is Kislev 11 or 9/11 on the biblical calendar, the first day of Hanukkah coming up. This is too, I have to just, that's these things that I've been shown, I just have to show them to you. I can't explain it. It's all right. We're in Acts 27, starting at verse 27. And the setting is that Paul is out at sea with his people, and then I believe soldiers as well. Regardless, that's not the whole point of this. Now, there's a lot of things here, but you're going to notice it right off. When the 14th night had come, as we were being driven across the Adriatic Sea, about midnight, the sailors suspected that they were nearing land. Look at the 14th night, December 14th. And then it says about midnight, the midnight cry. Matthew 25, right? Now it goes on to talk about their journey, but there's another key spot here that is like the clincher. So there's a lot said here, but I'm going to start down here at verse 33. And it says this: as day was about to dawn, Paul urged them all to take some food, saying, now remember, when the day turns to dawn, dusk, or when the day turns to dawn, that's saying the twinkle of an eye. That's where that comes from, when the day turns to dawn. Paul urged them all to take some food, saying, today is the 14th day that you have continued in suspense and without food, having taken nothing. Therefore I urge you to take some food, for it will give you strength, for not a hair is to perish from your head of any of you. And when he had said these things, he took bread, and giving thanks to God — now bread is like the word too, right? In the presence of all, he broke it and began to eat. Then they all were encouraged and ate some food themselves. Look at this. We were in all 276 persons in the ship. The ship of the ark, Noah's Ark. Look at that number. 726. Harpazo caught up, Strong's Concordance. And the 14th day at midnight. Look at this. And the ship. And when they had eaten enough, they lightened the ship, throwing out the wheat into the sea. This is just, to me, insane. The fact that it mentions the fact that it's the 14th night, and it mentions it over and over. And then it's at midnight, the midnight cry. And then you go down, and how many guys were on the ship? Noah's Ark, right? 276 scrambled. And when you take this number 276 and multiply it by 6, you get the year of Noah's flood, 1656. Take a look. 276 times 6 equals 1656, the year of Noah's flood. All these events, everything in the Bible is all prophetic. All of it. Also, an amazing connection here in Acts 27 is they were looking for a place to spend the winter in. Since much time had passed, the voyage was now dangerous because even the fast was already over. Paul advised them, saying, "Sirs, I perceive that the voyage will be with injury and much loss, not only of the cargo and the ship, but also of our lives." But the centurion paid more attention to the pilot and to the owner of the ship than to what Paul said. And because the harbor was not suitable to spend the winter in, the majority decided to put out to sea from there, on the chance that somehow they could reach Phoenix, a harbor of Crete facing both southwest and northwest, and spend the winter there. And the amazing thing is that Hanukkah is the last 8 days of fall before winter. The first day of winter is the last day of Hanukkah. This story also came to mind because of the number 14 and the church. The story of Abraham's servant finding a wife for Isaac, Rebekah, is a biblical allegory for Jesus, the church, and God. In this parallel, God the Father is like Abraham, who orchestrated the union. Isaac represents the church, and Jesus is the Son of God. The servant acts as a mediator, analogous to Jesus, who was sent by the Father to seek out and save his bride, the church, through his sacrificial death. So the servant Eleazar is like the Holy Spirit. And Rebekah is the wife that the Holy Spirit finds for Isaac, and Isaac is a picture of Jesus. And the amazing thing is that Rebekah, who represents the church, is 14 years old. 14. Just like December 14th and the 14th night. The primary verse describing Isaac and Rebekah's marriage is Genesis 24:67, which states that Isaac brought Rebekah into his mother's tent, and we're going to get to that tent issue in a second. She became his wife, and he loved her. Another key verse is Genesis, look at that number, 25:20, 2025 backwards, which notes that Isaac was 40 years old when he married Rebekah. 40 jubilees from Jesus to now. Verse 25:20 says that, which is 2025 flipped. Genesis 24:67, and Isaac brought her into his mother Sarah's tent. Okay, remember that. This is a picture of the rapture I'm going to show you. And took Rebekah, and she became his wife, and he loved her, and Isaac was comforted after his mother's death. Okay, Isaac is Jesus, Rebekah is the church, and he took her into his mother's tent, the tent. What is that a picture of? Watch this. Isaiah 40:22. It is he that sitteth upon the circle of the earth, and the inhabitants thereof are as grasshoppers, that stretcheth out the heavens as a curtain, and spreadeth them out as a tent to dwell in. So, what is the tent in this reference? The heavens. Where did Isaac take Rebekah when she was 14 and he was 40? In his mother's tent, the heavens. It's a picture of the rapture. This is amazing too. Nowadays, when you look up what year Rebekah married Isaac, it used to tell you 2025 BCE. But now it tells you 2026. They scrubbed it. They scrubbed the truth. It used to say 2025. When I first got this revelation almost 2 years ago, it used to say that marriage happened in 2025 BCE. And now they moved it up 1 year and you cannot find it. Look at this. The statement that Isaac married Rebekah in 2025 BCE is inaccurate. Biblical accounts place their marriage around 2026 BCE. Look at what they did. They changed it by 1 year. But you know how I know that's not true? Because Genesis 25:20 talks about their marriage. And that is 2025 flipped. That's a confirmation. And not only that, but I remember seeing it. When I first looked this up, by myself. I remember seeing it and making a video about it on Instagram. I think I did. I know I screenshotted it somewhere. And it used to say 2025. And I know it's 2025 BCE because it's a mirror of this year, 2025 AD. And Genesis 2520 is 2025 flipped. But again, this happens. They scrub the truth.